G'day, this is John Blake. I am the author of the book High Stakes Selling and the creator of the one-day professional sales masterclass and the conversion mastery program. And today what I'm going to share with you is the direct interest ladder. So this really does show you a cross-section of the different ways that you've got of going direct to your dream clients. So essentially speaking, we've got two ends of the spectrum. Down the bottom, we've got low interest. And this is the type of positioning that you have or that you tend to perceive when you get a call from the gentleman from India trying to suggest that you change telephone carriers at like 7 o'clock at night when you're trying to cook a meal for your children. The ideal type positioning is what we call referral type positioning. So obviously with someone who doesn't know you, that's pretty unlikely, but that is what the top end of the spectrum looks like. So we've got varying degrees. So down the bottom, what we've got is very, very low conversion, and when I say conversion, I mean interest. So we're just converting somebody into an interested party. What then happens once you get in front of them is a function of your sales process and your conversion. So down the bottom here, we've got cold. Okay, so let's just call it cold call. A little bit above that is where we combine cold call with cold email. And I know that there are a lot of people out there that do that. The level above that is where you send something prior to contacting. And the level above that is when you send education-based marketing. Now, if you've been reading or following my stuff for a while, you'll understand what education-based marketing is. But essentially, what it is that it's information that is very educational in nature, and it speaks and partly solves some of the problems that particular person or that particular business might be experiencing. And then the level above that is where you send them targeted. So target education-based marketing. And so I'll give you some examples of this as we go. So down the bottom here, if you cold call, and I've had a lot of different clients that have used cold calling, I've used it myself. These days, with the way that contact is spread out also it's all over the internet with different types of ways of reaching people. If you're using the telephone, what we know that about 87% of calls go unanswered, and with cold calling, you can expect probably around 1 to 2% interest. So if you rang 100 people, you might get 1 to 2 appointments, and I have seen that happen a lot of times with different clients that have used cold calling over the years. Now, if you combine cold call with cold email, and these days what that might also look like is if you send somebody a message on LinkedIn, what you can expect there is between a 1 and 5% interest. So you're just generating a lead. You're not turning them into a sale. You're just generating somebody who's stuck their hand up and said, yes, I'm interested to hear what you have to say, or I'm interested to have a conversation with you. That's what you can expect, between 1 and 5%. Now, if you send something prior, you can expect up to about 10%. So between, say, 5 and 10% interest. So if you send, even if it's something like a brochure or a book, not particularly customized, fairly generic, but just sending something with a cover letter introducing yourself before you call, can deliver you sort of, around about 5 to 10% conversion. The level above that is when you actually send education-based marketing, is you can get between 10 and 20%. So if you sent out 10 packages and you followed up with 10 people, you'll probably end up speaking to around about half of them within, say, a 4 to 6 week period, and you'll probably end up getting appointments with 1 to 2 of them. That's if you send a generic package. So an example of that in my world would be if I send somebody a report that said, the 5 biggest mistakes that companies make when they train their sales team, not particularly industry specific, not particularly targeted. That's the type of response that I have seen happen over and over again with the clients that I've worked with this strategy on. So then the level above that is where we put something together that's targeted. So it's industry targeted. The person receives it and goes, oh, okay, so this is about me. So an example of this would be if we put together a education-based marketing package for accountants. What that can give you is around about 30%. So I have a case study with a client that I'm working with at the moment that's been using this particular strategy in conjunction with LinkedIn, and we have got on average between 28 and 30% of the people that we're sending this message to are putting their hand up and saying, yes, I would like to receive your information. So they're entering into a conversation, and what they've then been able to do is convert 11% of those people that are putting their hand up and opting in for the information. So really lots of different ways of being right on this, but hopefully this is of interest. And if you want more information on this, you can go to my website, which is www.johnjohn-blake.com, or if that's too difficult to remember, just type in John Blake Sales into Google and you will find me. Hope this helps, and we will talk to you soon. Cheers.